right, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Supreme Ambient Light Rejection Screen Paint using ambient light rejection technology. Again, just trying to get my phone to set up here in my stand real quick so it can fight me a little bit. All right, so we're going to be doing some demonstrations on the Supreme 12. I usually don't do a lot of demonstrations with my ceiling. My ceiling is actually coated in black screen paint using our 12 ambient light rejection screen paint. Now, people have been asking what's the difference between 12 and Extreme. Extreme is just a really dark screen paint. It's actually darker than 12s. But they perform the same way. It's just that it produces a more higher contrast level because it is a serious Jack Black screen. So in this demonstration, we're going to be doing a demonstration here and there. So that's one of the things I like about this room right here, because I can basically display my technology right off the ceiling. And keep in mind, I actually didn't put in the option to actually close out comments, because I'm gonna tell you something. At the end of the day, I miss the Crow Boys, and I do. I miss the confrontation, basically showing them the technology and asking them questions that they can't answer. I miss that part. So from certain videos like this, where I'm showing up, reflecting the technology's capability, Crow Boys are free to speak their mind, which we know it's gonna be a bunch of mumbo jumbo, but I do miss that part. And then when I'm actually displaying technology, something new like that purple screen that I'm going to be doing the paint on demonstration today on a much larger scale, everything will be muted. But I do not feel like being interrupted. All right, so we're going to be doing a demonstration. Also, go order a Chromecast on Google Fire Stick for the screen up top. So that way I can just speak in what I want instead of basically scrolling through my phone. All right, first thing, let's go in and let's hit my projector, which is, this is the, few people have been asking me about the projector I have here on the floor. That's an NEC. Keep in mind, if you want to do a ceiling projection screen, it's best to use black technology when you do that, due to the fact that you're not going to have these bright reflections of white light bouncing off your ceiling and hitting your walls, which is going to look pretty bad. I think I did a demonstration on that showing that one off, but I'll post at the bottom. All right, so you have to use short throw when you're projecting on your ceiling. Unless you're going to be mounting the projectors in the corners, you do it that way, but that's going to be a bit confusing having one projection image here and here and them all combining together. You want one big image on the screen on the ceiling at the same time. So let me fire that up right now. I got my game system. I finally figured out, I downloaded that game, had it for a while. Keep my area nice and clean. Let's see, I downloaded this game, Wolfenstein. I think it's the one with the two sisters or whatever on it. Could not figure how to play this game. I thought this game was just strictly co-op only. And I've had this game sitting in my library for at least about a year. And then I watched some tutorial on it. Some guy was like, no, you can play with single player. You just have to switch the game to offline, which means only one player pops up. Which I started playing it last night, and man, that game is freaking amazing. I'm gonna buy it for my friend so she can come to play because it's co-op and shit like that. All right, so once, let me put this up because this is my new credit card. I mess around and lose this, and I always got a bad habit of put it someplace stupid. Once you get it up on the ceiling, like so, as you can see, there's some adjustments you're going to have to make, which means one of them is definitely going to be corner keystoning. Well, if you have corner keystone, that kind of helps. My projector doesn't have corner keystoning. I just have keystone only because you want to make sure you're not seeing that edge right there pop up. So I'm going to go in here, bring this up a little bit. Let's see what we got going on. That should be it, right? All right, that's good. We're going to just go door. No, that one. Oh. Back up. it's gonna be that anyway. It doesn't make a difference. Well, it's just not on that side. It's good. Okay, cool. All right, so you just have to adjust your keystone. That's basically about it. To do that right there. So what I'll do is, to get a better understanding, let me get something. Reach my son. Oh yeah, I can reach my son from here yet. Easy. Oh, I didn't even paint it that way. 511. Let's see. Now, I can't use any of the high performance sample sheets for this because I don't think they even make a projection screen designed for the ceiling. I don't think they do. But hold up, I'll be back. Take oh, we did go down. Okay. Automatic keystone must have kicked. Let me see. Get rid of that part right there. That's supposed to be there. Let's go up. I have mine sitting on a kind of a stand here, making a stand correct here. Okay. Now we can adjust the keystone a little better. Wrong way. All right. It's a bit of some adjustment. It's still not the way I want it to be. It needs to be flat. There we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. That's better. That's much better. All right. Let me get my tape. Let me get my cell phone. Look great out this morning. Got a chance to shower, shave, get cleaned up. Oh, man. Okay. Tape in here. And name of paper. And most people's ceilings are all white. Now this is only good, like I said, if you're doing this for a dedicated theater room, you know, that'd be fantastic. Or you got a, I guess there would be a dedicated theater room if you got a section to the house that you could dedicate for a black ceiling. Never did this kind of demonstration for a ceiling at that. Never. But it says no point in me taking DMP Supernova or any of that because there's no point in that design. And we'll take a cheap screen paint mix and throw it up there too. So just say that you're not going to be able to pick up contrast at all, period. So we'll do it for fun, for kicks and giggles. Once I get finished working on the formula that we're designing for the 3D mapping, which I doubt anyone who basically is in the home theater would be interested in that. That's going to be pretty much mainly designed for companies. All right. Let's put this one right here. Right here. This will stay. They don't have vertical. This should be jacked up right now. All right. So take our lights out here. And where is my cell phone? Let me see. It's going to upload all this. Let's go in first with a star field. And start to fire this projector. So we will now project a star field demonstration off the ceiling. Now, usually the white sheets of paper represent if your ceiling is white, how it's going to react. If you do try to hit your ceiling with a projector pointing upward, your screen is going to completely wash out because, like I said, you're not going to be able to pick up a star field. And keep in mind, I can do this in the afternoon with plenty of flashing after in the morning, plenty of light pushing through. And it's the reason why I have people right now asking about wanting to put their paint their ceilings. I have a customer right now. Actually, I'm giving one of my projectors, and I actually just have to change the lamp out in the projector, send it over to them. I just have to pay for the shipping. And they want to do the ceiling projection, but they're going to paint their ceiling black with the 12 technology. But for those who've been asking me about, projecting onto your ceiling, keep in mind you're going to be doing a lot of abstract art, and a lot of abstract art has black in it, and you're not going to be able to pick it up. Like if I wanted to do, let me see. I wanted to do the Matrix. 3D screensaver, which is a dark green. You can't pull that off on that ceiling without it being with that black technology. There you go. This is what happens if you try to pull off the Matrix screensaver on a black screen. So you're going to be doing a lot of abstract art, and you're not going to be able to see that because your screen is white. It's not going to pick it up. It has to be black to do it. And as I showed you in the demonstration, if it doesn't pull white light, then it's just going to come up dirty, because I have some people who think they can paint the ceiling black and with black paint, and they're going to get the same results. Now you're just going to get a dirty result, that's all. All right, so let me remove this off my ceiling. Let me fire something up on here too. lights in here. What's wrong with that right there? Okay, I get to run. Get out there. There we go. That would look real nice. Let me see the chair, remove these off because we need to fire up that ambient light, turn our lights on. Okay, that's got to push through. I think I did this one at nighttime. Don't leave any tape up here. Come on, correctly. There we go. So like I said, I would not suggest using that projector setup if you got a white ceiling because it's not going to look right. On top of that, it's going to fade out. Colors are going to look bland, they're going to look washed out. Even if you have all your lights out. And I still have light pushing through here on my curtains in the back that's at my screen. So that just shows you that theater room does take on light. This is my personal favorite. And that's what you call true ambient light rejection technology. Keep in mind, I have a screen on my ceiling and I have a screen right here, which I'm about to fire up. Now, as I said before, it says in the description of our technology that you cannot use it in direct sunlight because it's not designed for direct sunlight. The only technology we have that's designed for direct sunlight is that coating we developed. That's the only thing that will work in direct sunlight. What we have here will not. Let me see. Football highlights, YouTube.
Getting that from YouTube.
I think I'm going to use this one right here. So this is what you call true ambient light rejection technology. Ceiling and screen. And for those who are going to say, well, it's not taking on direct sunlight. Wasn't developed for direct sunlight. Go to the specification sheet in our website and it says do not use in direct sunlight. Now the technology we're developing next year does take on direct sunlight, but this technology was not designed for it. We're just to show you how much ambient light comes into my theater room that I don't have to basically sit in the dark if I don't want to. Do 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 do.
Was through the fumble overturned and 49ers keep the ball. Yeah, well, anytime you go out of bounds and you touch the ball while you're out of bounds, it's a dead ball. Well protected. Second and 12. It's a single takeaway. Now to the 14. Interception thrown by number 7 Wilson. Tyler Lockett does not have a catch so far. On third down, no throw offense. Nick Valor. Looks like he's got enough to the 25. They're pretty short of it. Russell on the move. That's completed at 36. Tackle move right away. Even more from his receiver spot.
All right, just get ready for the next demonstration. I might be doing this one on Facebook.
He went from neutral to high gear after the interception against the Arizona Cardinals. An extra point is off the mark. Garoppolo midfield, holding on for the first down. Garoppolo exit and open. Kyle Houston for the first down going on.
Something like that.
The receivers getting open one. They're in 7.
Gotta switch you out real quick. Switching another angle. There you go.
So it took a while, but eventually he spurred through. Stands really get that baseball player mentality. Slide when I have to. The ball in the middle of the field and run. Instead he throws it complete to the 48. Coming back to the football. Wilson with the leg. Floating right down the sideline for Metcalf. Has it. Metcalf on the edge of a 1-on-1 situation up top here. Wilson for the end zone. And there's a flag, but DK Metcalf has the football. There's a Seahawks touchdown. It's 2nd down. Blitz is on. Garoppolo dumps it off to George Kittle. And he reaches out of bounds. Check the spot. Number 18 was Samuel. It's a throwback. Yes, the rushing passer right here. This is exciting. On 3rd and 3, Garoppolo is sacked by Garoppolo. Really missing that right now. Manageable on 3rd and 4. Garoppolo. He is sacked. Spun out of one tackle and then fell down. But Bobby Wagner created the problems. Record. They won 59 out of 60 games. That's incredible. And so is Russell Wilson. Room to run. All the way out there on the 40. That was the offensive coordinator, but at any time, Wilson could run. DJ Dallas is with the tackle. He's doing the first down out there in a 1-on-1 situation. On 3rd down, Wilson's throw. Tough hit, but held on to. Wilson looked like he wanted to take it himself.
So this technology, I don't have to go in with this whole putting lights in certain directions to show you that the screen's ambient light. This is everyday environment for me right here. I don't have to do any pre-set up. So when I see people doing demonstrations on ambient light rejection, trying to prove it, they gotta set up the environment to make the screen look good. I don't have to do that. It's my light that comes in through my windows that push right through and cascade right into my theater room. And I can sit here and have watch my screen on my ceiling if I choose to, or I can watch it on my screen over here. And I never have to worry about the image washing out or fading. None of this is pre-set up or pre-rehearsed. It is what it is. When I watch people do demonstrations, they got to bring in extra lights here and here and here. How come when they do the demonstrations, those lights aren't there? It's all, they can't do the screen in a fully lit environment. They'll just have it on for a couple of minutes just to show you, and then they'll turn it off and revert back to a dark environment because that's when the screen's high points are at its best. They can't do a demonstration like this. I can walk back and forth, work about my day. You can watch the screen as it's reflecting off the ceiling to the screen, and you can watch it with no problem. And I don't have to change anything in my environment just to make the screen look good.
Jason Myers from 48 yards away.
48? Oh, wait.
She is complete.
Like I said, no matter how much you may dislike the video, you don't see demonstrations on this level when it comes to ambient light rejection technology. And you won't. Everybody's too busy cutting corners, and because they put a little bit of light in the environment, just a little bit of light in the environment, they consider that to be ambient light rejection. That's not ambient light rejection. Let's go change the scenery. Look at my ceiling all the way across. Let's come over here and change the scenery now. So I'm going to bring you guys back a little bit farther. There we go.
Spark if they can get 2 scores and 2 extra points. This is complete. After the first quarter, first half, I should say that the return Van Needham. Now the time airs out. He does not hook for a first down inside the 40. Taylor in motion. He's worked at practice a lot with Mullins, but for the first down, Kendrick Bourne dancing around to the 16-yard line. First down, 49ers. Of real estate, he's giving up. Mullins comfortable in this up-tempo offense. On target, first down, Roswelly to the goal line, touchdown, 49ers. The backup to Kittle is in the end zone. 0 for 2 on 2-point conversions. They get this one big, really tight things in the West. Mullins under the rush, throws falling at the goal line. And let's see how they rule it. We'll have to look at this.
My question was, what's the touch when he was on the ground before he slid in?
And where the ball is, that's really what matters. And look at this outside kick with Robbie Miller. They see what they're ready for. Wisnowski moved this week. One of the good hands team for Seattle. Wilson's a throw again. Does for that kick for a first down. Tries to stay back.
So I really don't have to explain anything to you too much. Simple and plain, it's ambient light rejection screen paint. That's it. Real ambient light rejection screen paint. Like I said, not those demonstrations where you see a little bit of light peppered here in the corner or a few lights in the back. Nothing. This is real ambient light rejection technology. The fact that I can paint a screen on my ceiling with a light fixture that not only is hitting the screen in the center, up top, hitting my ceiling screen, but is also too making contact with the screen right here, my 138-inch 235.1 screen. And that's taking window light that's coming in from my living room. As you can see, it's actually hitting here and hitting up on the side of the screen. So I really don't have to explain it all. Pretty much a demonstration just tells exactly how good my technology is over other people who are just using very dark environments in order to pull up a somewhat fake ambient light rejection demonstration. Like I said, a few lights peppered out in your environment does not make your screen ambient light rejection. Especially, as I said before, if you can't see the corners in that environment, that means that the environment is too dark. And what other way to actually prove the technology's capability than to paint a screen directly into the ceiling around a lamp, around actually a ceiling fixture. I'm going to show you how much ambient light goes into my theater room with the lights out. This is how much light pushes through. Most people, if they had this set up, well, they wouldn't have these screens to begin with. If they had a gray screen in here, there would be a curtain across here, and there would be a curtain across there. I guarantee you. Because they'd be affected by the light coming in this way and this way. $4K fish.
Every single word matters in this election, and my father's counting on you to help him.
So that's how much light. When I tell you this much light, the light you're seeing bouncing off here, that's coming from the window behind me. So this is my theater room in the daytime with lights out. And like I said, most people, if they had this set up, I guarantee it'd be a curtain across here to block out any light coming this way, and there'll be a curtain on this side right here. My kitchen has tons of windows in it, and there's light constantly pushing in. Especially with the fact I've removed the overtop awning because the wind was blowing all over the place. I've removed that, now it's even 10 times more brighter than what it was before. Put you right there. I said, you gotta watch demonstrations. I watch them all the time, other people's demonstrations. Like I said, there's lighting in the area that they will set in there for the time being to do the demonstration. And then they'll just show a split second of saying, hey, look, ambient light, it works in ambient light. And then they'll turn the lights out and the screen will revert back to a dark environment. If it's ambient light rejection, those lights should continue to stay on until the end of the video. I can't show you this. So much light pushes off around the lamp fixture. If your technology is ambient light rejection, you should be able to paint on your ceiling and not worry about the light fixture disrupting your picture quality or the screen. Now, keep in mind when I show demonstrations and you see this screen not being disrupted by the light, all the more to show you even on a more advanced image of it doing it on the ceiling. So if the ceiling's not affected, why would the screen even be affected? Like I said, this technology is tested outside. We do an ambient light rejection test outside. This is why. You're not going to see. Go ahead, scour the internet and see how many demonstrations you see people showing off a projection screen working in the middle of the ceiling, with the lights on. Lights off, maybe. No, but not lights on. With this much light coming into the environment. See that sunlight that's passing through? This is how bright that environment is. That's why I said, when you're watching demonstrations, look at the corners. You should be able to see all those corners. Everything in this room should be well lit. You should be able to make out everything in the environment. Every little thing, you should be able to see that in the environment. If you're not seeing that, then that's where you're going to be at when you buy that product. You're going to be sitting right in the dark. There you go. Next, you can change it to some birds. Ooh, what the heck is this? Alright, I'm gonna have to basically copy this down. Definitely on this video. What that is, I'm definitely on that one. won't do it. Yeah, it won't quite. I'm always going to write that thing. Let's see. Here we go. LG jazz demonstration. Hold it back. Same time. Dark contrast demonstration on the ceiling and on the screen. Shade lights out. Well, with that being said, I'm going to get ready, set up for Facebook. I got some demonstrations to do over there. Thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless. And now you see what real ambient light rejection screen paint is supposed to look like. All right, thank you all for your time, and I got to go.